hammerheads, thanks for tuning in. Another day, another death. You better fucking piss off with my wheelie bins. I can hear you. Yeah, the beady weirdos up there. They've been moving me wheelie bins around again. It's been going on for 18 months or more. Yes, I'll catch them out in the end. I can hear the familiar trundling sound of wheels on the tarmac. Never mind. Got to keep my eye on the time. I'm expecting a phone call. Fuck, my landline's not plugged in. Doesn't matter, have you heard my new phone? Sounds like a million budgies being strangled at the same fucking time. Never mind all that. Film review. Haven't done one for a few weeks. It's a horror film. Released in 1981. Banned in 1984. Nightmares in a Damaged Brain. If you ever see this one floating around, right, avoid it, because it's heavily censored. This one, however, Nightmare, it's Dutch, you know. It's got Dutch subtitles on it. It's an American film, obviously, but this is a Dutch import, as you can see by the text on the back there. So I'm not even going to attempt to read that synopsis. I'll read the synopsis on this one instead. Nightmares in a Damaged Brain has been hailed as the American cult terror film of 1982. Wrong, 1981. Starring Bard Stafford and introducing C.J. Cook. It begins with a very bloody nightmare that triggers George Tatum's journey into madness and an axe-swinging insanity that doesn't stop for 90 minutes. Definitely not for persons of a nervous disposition. There was a lot of videos in them days with that on, wasn't there? Not much of a synopsis, that. It's a very confusing film to me, this. I've seen it about a dozen times and I still can't figure the friggin' well ending out. Right, this little kid, right? Well, he's about 10 or 12, I don't know. Chops his dad up and his mistress or some prostitute, whoever she is, with an axe, right? Chops them to bits. Well, it all comes together at the end. So obviously he's incarcerated in some kind of mental institution. How come they never knew it was him, or he did it, or what? I don't know. And then, somewhere along the line when he's released, he's married, then divorced again, then he's back inside again. And he's on these drugs and, you know, this programme, this new scheme they've got, and they send him out to see if it's, like, going to cure him, but he has to take his medication. Anyway, it just kills everybody in sight. But the ending, fucking, what the fuck, man? It's a weird film. Here's another synopsis down here. George Tatum, Bard Stafford, journeys back down to his home in Florida. Along the way, he has recurring nightmares of violent incident from his childhood, which forces him to kill again. George's ex-wife, Susan Temper, Sharon Smith, young son, C.J. Cook, and the family babysitter begin to receive hang-up calls, which none of them realises George making sure his family is home. The closer George gets to his destination, the more gruesome his murders become. And the memories of his first childhood murder intensify. And goes on and on and on, and I'm not reading it all. But, you know, the little kid in it, who's CJ anyway, he's just, you know, he's always up to mischief and all that, and it gets to a stage when no one fucking believes his wild stories anymore, and, well, they should do, and towards the end. Yeah, directed by Romano Scavolini. Never heard of him before or since this film. But, you know, in the opening credits, it's got special effects director Tom Savini. He had nothing to do with that film. He might have given them a couple of tips here and there, and he sued them because they put his name in the opening credits to gain more popularity, because as you know, Tom Savini was a household name amongst horror fans back then, wasn't he? Anyway, it's rubbish. And you know, the distributor was locked up in jail for 18 months because he wouldn't edit out 1 second of this film. Very hard to believe. Very hard to believe. But believe me, it's true. In fact, it's so very hard to believe and true that you just wouldn't believe that it is true. What was it like in 1984? The censors, man, for fuck's sake, the BBFC. Oh, never mind. I'm going, I've got things to do. Oi, mate! I'm trying to get some fucking sleep, you bastard!